There we are. Hi, everybody. Susan Batchelder here. I'm here with the one and
Michael Leedy. Hi, everybody.
Okay, so this is our Friday boot camp, and we're late, but that's okay because we're here, and you have no idea what we went through to get here today. So here we are, and we are going to hook you up.
That's right, and we're going to do it quickly. We're going to do it in 15 minutes because your time is valuable, and we realize that.
So we're going to go with it. So this is powerful, and you just really grab this concept, because if you do and add your own flair, your own creative, your own nest to it, this will completely change your marketing. And you can use this concept that we're going to share anywhere. We're going to relate it to Facebook, but you can use this in your email copy. You can use this in your video script. You can use this in your articles, your blog posts, anywhere. So,
which is perfect, and this works with every opportunity, every product, everything. So, I know many of you on this Hangout are on our teams. This works perfectly for you. However, if you are someone who is promoting something completely different, this is perfect for you as well. That's the point of these bootcamp trainings, is that they're open for everyone. Okay, so Susan, what do we do?
Okay, so here we're going to go. If you keep it simple, there's a 6-step formula that can create persuasive script to increase your conversions. And we all want higher conversions. By conversions, I mean, just to break down the big word, if it's not something that you use, the conversions is turning someone in to, first of all, an onlooker who's just breezing past your content. Maybe they're just like quickly glimpsing at it. You have about 10 seconds to reel them in and grab their attention and turn them into someone that's interested, and then into a prospect, and then from prospect into either a buyer of your product or a team member of your opportunity. So that's conversion by going from step to step to step. So that's what we're talking about, higher conversions. And if you use this 6-step formula and apply it, you can do anything with it. The first is, and that's why we started it, is the hook. So hook you up. Michael is going to tweak in about how to really turn that initial sentence into a question that will really pull them in. So as soon as I go through this list, he's going to take over with the questions and how to really pull them in with that hook. Like I said, you have 10 seconds to grab their attention and pull them in, so you want to make it powerful. In email copy, that hook is your subject line. They're not going to read the body of your email message if you haven't gotten them to click open. So the hook is your subject in an email copy, but we're going to refer to this as a Facebook post. Then the second one is the problem. What problem are you zoning in on that they would have? And what is the implication of that problem in their life or in your life, however you're telling the story? What is the solution? What is the result of your solution that you're offering? And then you close it. So we're really going to focus in on the hook, because that's how you're going to grab their attention. And we're going to talk about the questions. It's over to you, Michael.
Okay, so Susan brings, the hook, the problem, the implication of the problem, the solution, the result, the opportunity. Something, before we even get into the questions, something that is very important to think about is, who are you talking to? Who is your avatar? You need to speak to that person. And in most cases, perhaps you may even want to be thinking of, who am I? If I was a person, and I'm looking for something, think about what you're selling, right? Or what you're marketing. If I were a person looking for that, what would I want? So think of yourself, and perhaps, as a little experiment, perhaps we can make this the assignment. Speak to yourself. Speak to yourself in your post, right? So you want to get them in their head. So, for example, let's say, we're working with LSN, right? So I'm going to use this as an example because it's, something familiar to many of us on this post. You can use this for anything. You would say, are you tired of Aweber glitching out and losing your messages right when you were ready to save it? I mean, how many people has that happened to? So now you're speaking directly to someone with Aweber, and you're speaking to someone who has this frustration, because I know I've hit this, like where you think you're doing something and you hit backspace and all of a sudden you went back a whole page because of the way Aweber works. This is like there's a main click and then there's like a double click to get to the point where you have to write something. So this is a frustration I have. So when I'm writing something like that, you take them back. So for example, I'm just trying to make it, I didn't have one written down. Take them back, put them in their head. Remember the time when you were writing that amazing email to your list and you hit a backspace and it deleted everything and you had to start from scratch? So they're going to go yes, because many of us who have used Aweber have had that problem. You took them back in their head. So now they're actually going and they're applying this whole situation onto themselves. So they're going to say yes, and then you're going to say more. And that's kind of more, that's the hook. But then you could take it to the next level. Well, I have found a solution to that with a great autoresponder that I'm using right now with LSN. And want to know what makes it even better? And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, something that's better than Aweber and it makes it better. There's lead capture pages that are connected directly to my autoresponder. And they're going to go, wait a minute. So the autoresponder and the lead capture pages are connected together. Do you see what we've done there? We've got them to go, yes, I've had that problem. I totally remember what you're talking about. And yes, I'd love to learn about what you're using. Wait, you just made it better? And then they keep going, right? So if you can focus on getting people to say yes, yes, get them, like ask questions, then get them to say yes. Now you're maybe wondering what questions to have them asking. Well, ask questions that you have, right? So if you're speaking to you, what questions do you want to know about these products that you're marketing, right? Let's say you're marketing Skinny Fiber and it's someone who's been trying to get weight up. You know how you've been working out and you can't get those last bit of inches off? And you just wish there was something that would help you out. I don't know anything about Skinny Fiber, but I know it works. Well, I was using this, and all of a sudden, after a month, this is what happened. And you can provide an example. Or maybe you could say, this happened to a team member of mine. Maybe you post a picture of your team members before and after with a month. So you ask questions to get people to relate to the problem, and then you can get them to say yes, and then you can get them to keep reading, right?
Yes, exactly. And just to point out, what you're doing there is you're taking the facts of the product or the opportunity, and you're embedding them, mingling them into a story, your story, or someone's story. Because if you just make a list of what your product has, like, I don't know, I don't have anything in mind, but Skinny Fiber, lose weight, da-da, da-da, da-da. You're just listing the facts like a brochure or something. That's not going to reel them in. That's not going to trigger their curiosity. Well, it might, but not persuasively. So you take the facts of your product or opportunity and embed them into a story. Start off with a hook, a powerful question to grab their attention.
Since we're focusing on Facebook, something that's also very important to consider is when you write the post, okay, you know how like sometimes you get 5 lines and sometimes you'll get 9 lines and sometimes you get 3 lines depending on the picture? When you write the post and you post it onto Facebook, refresh your page and look at it as is, as it sits on your page, because often what happens is that really punchy part that's going to make someone continue reading gets buried below the line. So what you might want to have to do, or not even might, what you should do is then relook at that, figure out how you can tweak it to get your punchy, not even call to action, but the part that's going to get them to read more. You got to get it above the line, because if it's below the line and they can't see it, there's a very high chance that they're not going to finish reading. they're gonna see it and they're gonna go, okay, whatever, right? But if, that's 10 minutes. So make sure that when you post your content, you're writing questions, you're getting them into their head by talking about your own story and relating, hey, here's what we're doing, here's what happened with me, and here's how I fixed it. As long as that's all in there, you're gonna hook them in. But you got to make sure they're gonna read the rest of it, and you have to do that by making sure the important stuff to get them to show more is above the line. Something else I often do to get people to look at a whole post when I know there's more important stuff is the way I'll write it will be like, to find out more, or to find out what I'm talking about, watch this video. Or I'll put, click show more. Because sometimes I don't think people realize there's those words, show more, at the bottom of the text. So you might have to just tell them, click show more, so they can read the rest to find out how this works out, how this worked for me, how my team members started gaining all this traction. Click show more. How someone. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, sometimes the simplest little things that we take for granted or assume that somebody is going to do, it doesn't hurt to tell them to do that. Like that show more, that's an awesome point. Or like this post, or share, or comment below. Just the simplest little call to actions can pull in some engagement of somebody that might just breeze by and not take action.
Something when you want them to share it, it's something to consider is not putting your link in there. Say, connect with me. If you put a link in there, people aren't necessarily going to share it, especially team members, because if you're promoting something and you have a team member that's will love this post, but then your link is in it, they're probably not going to share it. But if you put in your post, because it's a team member, connect with whoever shared this with you, then they're more likely to share it. Because then it leaves it kind of open, and you're working for the greater all, right? And that'll actually help with your edge rank too. That's a whole Facebook thing, the whole different topic. But let's just say that it helps you get seen in other people's news feeds quickly if you get more shares, because they hold some strength to them.
Exactly.
So covered hook, asking questions, add question marks. When in doubt, ask a question. If you say, it's going to do this for you, it's going to do this for you, it's going to do this for you, people are like, that's great, thanks, you're selling to me. But if you go, do you remember a time when this happened? Yes. Leave it vague, just so they can, relate to it. Let them fill in the blanks. Okay. Big powerful thing here is letting someone answer their own questions and fill it in their own way. If you want to be very descriptive, you could talk about the situation. Can you imagine being on the beach and making money while you're sitting there? Some people can't imagine that. Would you like to imagine sitting on the beach and making money while you're sitting there? Yes, I would. Right? So say, can you? No, I can't. Would you? Yes, I would. Two different words. Get someone going a lot further with would you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great example. Super good.
Sorry, I have normally my phone's on silence, but I don't want to miss the timer, so I have it on.
Another thing I want to point out right here is all of these extra ideas that we've given you, and when you put them into action, test and tweak. So go back to your posts that you've made and take note of which ones got more engagement, and see what you've done differently in that, and maybe make a note of it. Then just change up one thing and see if you get more or less. So do a lot of testing and tweaking. Go back and take a moment and just observe what is working and what's not working, always.
And other things with that, we're talking about copy, but in Facebook, what do people comment on? They comment on images. That's what gets them first. If you just put words out there, a lot of times people are going to completely miss it because Well, they didn't see a picture. They're gonna go right past it. It's just words. So if you have a strong picture that attracts people to your copies, like, oh, this is a neat picture. What's this say? And then they read it, and you have that thing that relates to them really quick above the line. Then they're likely to read it. And then the question is, will they feel compelled to click the show more button to get the rest of it? So images, a lot of times quotes will do this. And, and it's not always about the sale, because it's not always about selling something. Sometimes you just want to get people to feel, inspired or connected to something. Like, something that relates. Like if you are marketing and you have marketer friends, what do they feel? What would they feel compelled to share and like, right? And again, another reason why not to put your link in there, but just to say, hey, connect with me if you'd like to know more or to find out more. Just figure out how you want to word it. But like Susan said, you want to tweak it. You want to try, tweak, examine, course correct, do it again.
Yep, exactly. And what builds relationships, what creates that know, like, and trust is this kind of engagement. My next question for you is, what moves people to take action, or what triggers people to make decisions? An emotion.
And
either curiosity.
Yep.
Excitement. What is that emotion that would describe they want some of what you got? So if you are talking about like showing them how to imagine being on the beach, they want that. So it's an emotion that's going to trigger them. Some people even use anger and animosity in their marketing. Now, that's not my choice, but some people that's how they make all their money, is by triggering anger and animosity in the conversations.
And you can do that with questions. Remember, just be sure to always add questions. That little question mark will really, because it makes people think. When do you remember a time when? How did that make you feel when, would it be great to change this? Are you sick of feeling this way? Get them to say yes. And if you can read the sentence and say yes, you're in a good start. If you read the sentence and go, you know what, I don't remember that, or I'm not 100%, figure out how to rephrase it so that you can go, oh my gosh, yes, and this works for my friends too. Get that feeling, because that's that emotion that you're evoking, that you are, bringing to the table.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
I think that's it for that, because we just really want to bring the basics, and then of course we're going to go into a lot more detail and examples when we're working within the assignments and with the group, right?
Yeah, so maybe for something fun, this is our Friday Bootcamp training. Maybe just for a little fun experiment for our pro team members, we'll put a post, and next week, what do you think, Susan? Maybe next week at 1 o'clock after the initial hangout, we can go back in and kind of go over some content with maybe the first 3 people who get their links in there first of the posts. What do you think?
Well, let's let 4 in.
4. Okay, there you go. Look at Susan's bringing in another. Okay, so for an assignment, pick your topic. Since this is just for our group members. If you'd like to participate in this, you have to be a pro member of our group. The training is free, but to get like the hands-on, we'll go over your work with you. You have to be a pro member with us in LSN. You don't need to be an affiliate. You can just be a pro member. So get back to whoever shared this with you and become a pro with them. And then you can be a part of the actual, we'll go over the assignment. The first 4 people who have their assignments in the post that we're going to, I guess we'll put an image or something. We're coming with this idea up on the fly. This was unexpected. First 4 people who get the assignment in there, we'll bring you onto the hangout with us, and we'll go over your work. just to help you tweak it. And this will help others do the same for themselves. So this will be actually very beneficial for anyone who's involved with that, going over the assignment part. What is the assignment? Pick your product, right? So it's going for us, since we're the pros, it's going to be with LSN. And write a post, and you're going to actually do this. You're going to put it on Facebook, okay? And you're going to write a post to get people to do something. Is it to join your group? Is it to look at the video? Is it to jump onto your list? Like, you figure out what you want them to do, okay? And you make this happen inside of this post, and you're going to post it on Facebook, okay? And you're going to see what happens. And then, it'll be a week before we come back to it. So we can see how it goes from there. Just a little engagement thing. Whenever people engage on your post, comment to them every time. This is a little ninja thing I'm going to share with you here. Comment to them whenever they say stuff, right? But don't necessarily like their comment right away. And here's why. Because if you like everything and you comment everything at the same time, you've blown your load, so to speak. Okay? And to get it engaged again, there's no real way unless you go in there and make a comment, just a random, whatever comment, to get it to pop back onto people's news feeds. If, however, Susan comments on a post of mine, I comment to her, it went back to the news feed when she commented. It'll go back to the news feed when I commented back. And then a little bit later, maybe a time when there's more people on Facebook, you like it because it'll go back to the top of the newsfeed again so that someone else will have the opportunity to comment. You see what I'm doing here? So you don't want to make sure you have all the opportunities to go back to the top of the newsfeed. Okay? You don't want to kill them all at the same time. Do one at a time. Maybe like it once. Wait a couple hours. Comment on it. It's like, take some time. Because those things, the engagement will go up. But if you just did it all at once, it goes all to the top, and then you have nowhere to go, and that defeats the purpose. We want to get some engagement. Ask some questions, even if the questions go off topic. And again, this works for everyone. If you're not with us on our pro members team, you should do this as well, just to see how it goes, right? So you can try it on your own. You won't get the feedback unless you're in the group, but you can at least start experimenting with this on your own and start playing with these tactics for whatever you're marketing online.
Exactly, and that's the cool thing about this, that this works with everything. In fact, everything that we bring to you, pay attention to these boot camps, because every boot camp will cover tactics, strategies, and techniques that you can apply to any marketing that you're doing.
And the reason why we've started these boot camps is because, we want to help our team members, and we also realize that with LSN, it's a product that works for any product. It's the co-pilot, so it works for everybody in whatever they're doing. So that's why we're keeping things generic and basic, because we want to be able to help everyone with everything. And so, we keep saying skinny fiber. I need to get some of that. I just sold myself on it, really.
Yeah. Let me know, because I want some too.
So it's like, look at her person. So,
it's just about people helping people. We just want to lift you up. So make sure you come back.
Yeah. So just come back and just ask. Just come back and enjoy this little bits of information here and there. We're giving you little pieces. Last week was about connecting on Facebook, and this week is about content. So you can take that connection to the next level. And next week we'll actually be covering more content creation and using YouTube a little bit, and we're going to start taking content, creating it, and then showing you how to repurpose it onto different syndication sites so that you get some link juice to take your marketing even up to the next level in the organic sense, getting yourself found online when you're not there, which is even better, right? So these two first hangouts, we're more covering, how do you connect with someone? What are you saying on Facebook? And then from here on out, we're going to talk about creating content and where to put it and where to place it so that it gets you ranked in the times when you're not working, so that it all can kind of, congruently work together.
And that's when it all gets crazy, because that's the stuff I like.
Yes. So that being said, we have crossed our 15-minute line, and your time is valuable, as we said. Wherever you're at, if you're seeing this video online, if you're in a group, wherever you're at, if you could please leave comments below. Leave comments. That's all we're asking for, because we want to see if this was valuable to you. What did you get from this? What did this do for what you're working on? And maybe even you ask questions so we can see, okay, so they didn't understand this. Let's explain it a little bit differently. So for us to help you best, it's more efficient for you to let us know what you did like and what you didn't understand, so that we can course correct ourselves, because it's when it comes down to it, it's all about you and making sure that you're being the best you that you can be, because, well, you can do anything you want. That's the whole point of why all of us got online in the first place, is we're creating our own dreams, and you can do the same thing.
Let us know what you're dying to know about as well.
Maybe we'll do a bonus training. Who knows? We're open. We are here for you. So that being said, Miss Batchelder.
Time to go.
Okay, everybody. You have a great day. We'll see you next week. Noon. We will start on time next week, because we will also have the private team hangout at 1. Again, though, we're keeping everything quick. So, yeah. Let's just make this happen wherever you're at, whatever you're doing.
That sounds awesome. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. Thank you, Susan.
Bye, guys.
Bye.